boys and girls. Today we're going to learn some more in our Inheritance and Traits Lesson 9. We are working as wildlife biologists to learn more about the wolves in Greystone National Park. The students at Greystone Elementary School have asked us to investigate this question. Chapter 2 question: why is Wolf 44's color similar to one pack but different from the other? Now, we will take a look at another kind of organism to see if observing them can help us understand why organisms in a species can have similarities and variation. We will look at a very different organism, an insect called a fruit fly. Scientists who study organisms often investigate fruit flies to learn about traits because fruit flies have traits that are easy to observe. We're going to examine data showing the traits of fruit flies from different fruit fly families. All organisms must reproduce, that means have babies, to make sure that their species can survive. When organisms reproduce, they have offspring or children. Offspring is a scientific word for children, and offspring means living things that come from parents. Please take out your science notebook and add offspring to your vocabulary list. Remember, you can pause the video, write the word offspring, and living things that come from parents. I would also draw a picture of something that looks like a child or a baby. Welcome back. Now, on this slide, as we look at this slide, I want you to think about the offspring. What are some observations you can make? What are some patterns that you notice? So look closely at parent 1 and 2 that are at the top of this diagram, and then look at the offspring underneath. Offspring 1 and 3 look similar. Offspring 2, 4, and 5 look similar. What are the differences that you notice? What are the variations? What are the patterns? Based on your observation of the fruit flies in family 2, did you notice any patterns? So now you're going to stop and you're going to look at this fruit fly family number 2, and look at the two parents at the top, and then look at the offspring underneath. Do you notice anything? What is the same? What is different? Pause the video again to look at fruit fly family number 3. Look at the parents. Look at the offspring. What do you notice? Based on your observations of the fruit flies in family 3, did you notice any patterns? Stop the video again and look at fruit fly family number 4. With fruit fly family number 4, again, do you notice anything between the parents that are at the top and the offspring that are listed below? Based on your observations of the fruit flies in family 4, did you notice any patterns? Now, I want you to think about your observations of all 4 fruit fly families. You have made observations of traits such as body color, wing shape, eye color, or other traits. Do you think fruit fly offspring have similar traits to their parents? Stop the video, think about what you observed, and then think and see if you can answer that question. Do you think fruit fly offspring have similar traits to their parents? Okay, now let's look closely at offspring 1 from fruit fly family 3. So we're going to look at the 2 parents at the top that are circled, and then look at offspring number 1. What similarities and variations do you observe between offspring 1 and its parents? What do you notice? Think about it. Okay, now we're going to compare offspring 1 from family 3 to the parents from family 4. So let's think. We have fruit fly family 3 with their parents and offspring 1, which is circled for you. And then we have fruit fly family 4 and their parents. And what do you notice? Stop, pause the video, think about what you notice, maybe jot it down. But what do you notice between that? What patterns did you observe in the traits of fruit fly offspring and their parents? How does that compare with the traits of other fruit flies that are not their parents? We notice that fruit flies are more similar to their parents than to fruit flies that are not their parents. Let me say that again. We noticed that fruit flies, or I hope you noticed, that fruit flies are more similar to their parents than to fruit flies that are not their parents. Some students are wondering what this tells us about Wolf 44 and the wolf packs. We have a new investigation question. Why do only some organisms of the same species have similar traits? Why do only some organisms of the same species have similar traits, and not all of them? As you leave today, I want you to think about that question. We observe that fruit fly offspring can have traits that are like one or both of their parents' traits. Let's look more closely at an example of a house cat offspring from page 22 in the Handbook of Traits. It's this page right in front of us. These cats are the same species. However, the kittens at the bottom of the page look more like their own parents than the other adult cats on the right. I wonder why that is. This evidence also supports the idea that offspring are more similar to their own parents than they are other adults. Through our investigating, we have learned an important key concept. Organisms can have traits that are similar to their parents' traits. So organisms can have traits that are similar to their parents' traits. Now, we will make models to show what we know about traits in parents and offspring with a new type of organism, the deer. So this is using the modeling tool that you used last time with cats, but this time you're going to use deer. First, you will select a deer offspring and drag it to the box under a pair of parents. Choose the parents you think that offspring is likely to have come from. So find one of the baby deer, think about what parents it would come from, and then you're going to drag it to that spot. Then click Choose a Trait and pick a trait from the menu. The trait should be similar between the offspring and one or both of its parents. So if you're choosing a trait, right, you want to choose one that you also see in the parents. So for example, I couldn't choose fur color, right, for two deer if I put a spotted deer underneath two that are plain. That wouldn't make sense. Now I could put a white deer under the one where the white deer is and choose fur color. Okay, so you're going to make your model using the digital app. Follow the link that's in the assignment. And then when you're done with making your model, I would like you to just do a quick media submission about two of the deer you chose, or two of the deer, parent deer, and the offspring that you chose, and what you notice, what one of the traits is that you said is similar. Thank you, boys and girls, and have a great day.